We're going to talk about the key ag provisions in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, plus talk about why Mexican beef imports have been halted, and a lot more on today's episode of the Arkansas AgCast, which starts right now.
You're listening to the Arkansas AgCast, where we discuss the latest news, trends, and issues impacting Arkansas farmers and ranchers. Our show is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau Federation and hosted by Jason Brown and John Nickman.
That's correct. Yeah, she's just pretty good at her job.
Yeah, she gets it right every week.
Which is,
More than I can say about myself.
Kudos to you, ma'am. Thank you for doing that. To be able to be here every week and just do this every time we need her.
Yeah. The thing
excellent.
is, we take several takes and breaks and mess up here and there, and she never does.
Never does. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I appreciate professionalism like that.
Consistency.
So, just like Brian Pistole, he's here every week.
Yeah, it's odd.
He
never has
doesn't
to pause
mess
or
up,
take a
does he?
break or anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Almost.
He doesn't have to redo anything, at least in this room.
Far as you know.
As far as I know. It sounds like it's going to stay that way, too.
He's like a duck, man.
How
His
so?
feet are just going under that water. He's calm on top.
Yep.
That's exactly.
That's why the camera
never
stays
heard
on
that?
you guys.
Yeah, it just reminds me of a Saturday Night Live skit.
I don't know the one you're talking about.
We shouldn't talk about it here on the show.
Yeah. Please don't. Not safe for work.
Okay, well, we'll move right past that.
Yeah.
Speaking of questionable for things to talk about on this show, if you missed last week's episode, which was our Independence Day episode, it's probably worth going back to watch. We were just talking about it before we came on. And we had an extensive, one might say, a deep dive into John McMahon's history and explosives and fireworks. And it was quite entertaining. If you can't get a laugh out of that first 20 minutes, you're not right.
I was watching that, and it made me had all this PTSD coming back from my earlier life. And I was also a kid. Y'all may not be, but like if there was a fire around, like campfire, I was always
You had the stick in it.
I always
didn't
had
you?
the stick.
Oh boy!
And like I don't know if it was just our camp and the old men that were there, but if y'all have heard this before, I think it may just be this camp. But they would always tell me, you'll wet the bed, you keep playing in the fire, boy.
I've never heard that.
Always. And I guess it's because they didn't want me playing in the fire.
They did not.
Well, that thought sent me through a spiral, and I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask about this next show, but I think it's just me.
That's
So like all the kids that have
that's
grown,
a new one on me.
all the kids that have grown up through our deer camp have all heard that.
That's
So,
funny.
But
Well, I will tell you, being big campers, I have said, please stop playing in the fire.
Yeah.
About as many ways as I know how to.
now you got a new one.
Not to my own kiddo. She's pretty good about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I do have something that I may use.
Yeah. If you take like cane that grows in the woods, and you throw it into the fire, it'll pop. And the bigger the cane is, the bigger the pop is.
Yeah.
So we would just sneak some cane in the fire and then walk away, and then like hide behind a tree and watch the old man freak out.
Yeah. So it's not like crackle and pop like, cereal. It's like
It's not quite a gunshot by any means, but it's
but you threw it's one big pop.
just people are kind of hanging around the fire, milling around, not doing anything. Yeah, it'll startle you a little bit. So that's probably where that
wild.
saying came from, because we were
Yeah,
always,
they were like, get out of there, punk. We don't want
John's been in the fire.
Yeah.
Step away.
So yeah, a little
Well, I have
pyro tendencies in my life.
So your focus group of two, neither one of us have heard of it, but one of us may use it. So how about that?
There you go.
Worked out.
I'm glad I taught you something today.
I would welcome the listeners to chime in on that.
That's a great idea.
Have you heard of that? So
Yeah.
And if it wasn't that one exactly, but maybe you've heard another version of that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you play in the fire, you'll lose your hair. I don't know.
Yeah. The other than what my grandpa always used to tell me when I'd like steal his coffee when I was a kid. Don't drink that, son. It'll make your knees black.
Toes.
Toes?
Yeah.
Toes for you?
Yeah.
See, I wasn't that far. I'm not alone in that.
That
one.
was very, very normal.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. Shouldn't drink coffee.
No,
It'll turn your toes
not for
black.
you.
I never heard that one either. So,
Other side of the state.
And look, you guys are wearing pants, so we'll never know.
Yeah, that's true.
How about that?
I drink a lot of coffee.
Did you as a kid?
Yeah, I did.
I remember trying it several ways. Like, I remember, putting sugar in it. Like, oh gosh, that's nasty.
I remember getting in trouble a lot over trying to get a sip of coffee.
But did you like it, or
I
you
guess.
just wanted to have the effects of it?
I don't know. I think I went through a long break after like a certain age because I remember not getting. It probably wasn't until college before I really remember like regularly drinking coffee.
Yeah, I didn't drink it. I remember trying as a kid several times to like try and drink it or like it or whatever, and it was always just so terrible. And it wasn't until I was out of school that I had a job that started really early in the morning, and I really had trouble getting going, and I bought myself a single cup coffee maker or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember again just trying different mixes, sugar, cream, more cream, whatever, trying to get it to where I actually wanted to drink it. But the problem is that all took time.
Yeah.
And so finally I was just like, I don't have time to do any of that. I'll just take it black, and the need outweighed the want, I guess, or my flavor preferences. And to this day, we were just talking about this morning, black coffee.
Yeah.
I love coffee now. I mean,
I can't take anything in my coffee.
very, very fond of coffee.
Yeah.
But black is the only way to do it.
Yeah. I think mine developed out of a need to finally study for a test, like the night before.
Yeah.
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 Stay up all night.
I knew a guy in college that would cram all night for a test. He would buy one of those big bags of the powdered sugar donuts, the little Dolly Madison, the big bag, and a 2-liter Mountain Dew. And that was his diet all night while he was studying to keep him going.
Yeah.
And he'd get through the test, and then he would go to like Waffle House and eat a cheeseburger
And hibernate.
and then crash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Whatever works for you, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
He was
know.
not the healthiest person at school.
Right.
Does he have diabetes?
Probably now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sugar.
I enjoy a Mountain Dew. I used to from time to
You're
time.
probably a big Code Red guy, aren't you?
Not at all.
No?
Red.
Not at all. I don't drink sodas at all. I like how that's an insult. Like, that's an insult.
You could tell he meant it as an insult too. He could barely get it out.
He has no care in the world what I actually drink. He just wanted to insult me with that.
You drink Code Red.
Yeah, I can see it on your face.
Sorry to the makers of Code Red, by the way. That was
we don't mean that. in any
Still
way.
sell them. Somebody's drinking them.
That's true.
But I remember being a kid, boy. My grandfather, which is kind of wild to me that we drank sodas as kids.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different topic. But if we went fishing, man, there were a couple of Mountain Dews in there, and it's tough to beat a Mountain Dew in the boat.
We were a Diet Mountain Dew family growing up.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I think I had a problem with Diet Mountain Dew.
A lot
for a
healthier.
While. Yeah. Yeah, a whole lot healthier. Of course.
Problem is in addiction.
We even recycled the cans, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we've had that conversation on here
Yeah.
before, the whole can recycling.
So it was a problem as in addiction.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think I would. That's probably why I didn't drink coffee in high school, is because I was drinking a Diet Mountain Dew in the
But
morning.
do you look? So looking back, this is what got me here. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm seeing a pattern here.
Oh yeah.
So
What do you think? I have an
Hyped
addictive
up-
personality? Or
hyped up on Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
You're liking fire and all the
Yeah.
fireworks and all that stuff.
He will come at you
You're
like
like
a spider
Beavis. It's like Beavis. You're like, yeah.
More.
Yeah.
So do you?
This is good stuff.
So this is where I was headed. Do you think a Mountain Dew has the same? I have no clue what the caffeine contents are, but would that and coffee be equivalent if you need to pick me up?
Together?
No. I'm saying if you had to choose, like,
No.
could you choose either and get the same result?
I couldn't, but I don't drink sodas. So,
Yeah.
But if I'm going to go for something that's going to wake me up every morning or help me Yeah, coffee, 100%.
Well, and what I'm trying to say is, I've always been I wonder if we've just always been under the impression that Mountain Dew caffeine is above the rest.
Yeah.
Or if that's myth.
It does not even touch the floor that Surge used to sit on.
Right.
You remember Surge?
You've opened a whole new
Surge, Jolt,
can of worms.
Man, yeah.
And
That was
then
bad.
and then came Monster and
Monster.
Red Bull.
And all that. Yep. We just couldn't get enough, could we?
You guys are going down a rabbit hole.
We are.
I know. So I'm gonna answer my own question. A 12-ounce can of Mountain Dew has 54 milligrams of caffeine.
And a cup of coffee.
No, well, let's do Coke.
comparison.
A Coke has 34, so it has less. And then we'll do coffee. 95 in a cup of coffee, so almost half in a Mountain Dew. So you're getting closer with a Mountain Dew, but you're still half the cup of a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I think you're hurting yourself drinking the Mountain Dew over the coffee, though.
Oh yeah, coffee has 5 calories? I think
Yeah.
a cup of coffee does.
Depending on how much sugar you put in the coffee.
Well, I'm black coffee.
Yeah.
Once you start adding sugar and creamer, that goes out the window. I'll take black coffee any day. That's the point of this story. Well, good deal. All right. Well, that was fun.
Yep.
I've got a note here that says we should give congratulations to the Tyler Oxner and his family.
Yes.
They had a baby.
They had a baby over the weekend.
Yes. I don't know exactly what day, but it was somewhere on.
Frankly, it's none of our business.
Yeah, somewhere between Saturday and Monday.
But congrats to those folks for welcoming a new bundle of joy, which also brings me to my next point, and that somebody else on this show is going to welcome a new baby very soon.
Yep. We are going to have our second child Wednesday, I believe.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it's less than a week away.
Yeah, buddy.
We had our last doctor's appointment yesterday, and he's coming.
He is. Okay. So a double boy household.
Yeah, it's going to be WWE in the McMinn house.
Yeah.
If it's not already.
Yeah.
But, we're going to have a big old time.
That's what they tell me. That's what they tell you. Well, that's pretty cool, man. Of course, we will share that news here when we get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to bring that up for a couple of reasons. Tell you congrats.
Thank you.
Very happy for you guys. But also because you'll probably be out for a few weeks.
I will. Probably at least 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I should say. So I'll miss y'all at O&L.
Yeah.
And it'll be the first O&L I haven't made in my tenure here. So that'll be weird, but for good reason. So maybe like first week of August, I'll be back.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, how's this sound? Next week we'll be at O&L.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a show there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we'll probably take off the next week.
Okay.
Everybody will be tired from O&L.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. And then we'll come back the 31st, and I think we're going to have a deep dive episode that week.
Cool.
And then come August, we'll be back to normal.
Yeah. We're just in time for policy development season.
That's it. I saw the first meetings on the schedule this week and thought, my goodness, how can we be there? But we are.
Time flies.
Yep. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. We've got some good stuff. If you'll have time to catch up on old episodes. We'll still be putting out some new ones. I mean, there'll be a lot to take in there. So, and speaking of O&L, probably your final reminder here, but we will be in Rogers next week, July 17th and 18th for the 77th annual Officers and Leaders Conference here at Arkansas Farm Bureau. Should be a great time. We've got a great keynote speaker lined up, some excellent workshops going on, and Ag Pack fundraiser. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So make sure to join us in Rogers next week if you're not already planning to do so. We hope to see you there. And while you're looking at your calendar and making notes, the How to Win an Election class will be happening here on August 26th and 27th at the Farm Bureau Center here in Little Rock. This is if you are considering running for office, if you are considering supporting somebody who's running for office, if you are, I don't know, if you know somebody who's running for office, tell them that this is the class they need to take. It's 2 days, teaches everything from how to create a budget, how to come up with a logo, how to communicate your topics and issues, come up with a theme for your campaign, media training. I mean, all kinds of great resources there. It's open to to candidates, to campaign managers, spouses of candidates, so on and so forth. And you can register by August 20th to make sure you get into that class August 26th and 27th. If you're interested, you can contact Will Hopkins here at the Farm Bureau Federation.
Does it cost them anything?
It does. I don't have that in front of me. I think it's a couple $100,
okay,
give or take.
I would say it's still worth it for sure.
That comes with meals, the classes. Cody from American Farm Bureau comes down from D.C. To teach a lot of these classes. Brian and I will be involved on the media training piece. It'll just be, it's worth your time if you're running for school board or state senate. Like, it just really doesn't matter. It's worth your time.
So I agree.
Alrighty. Well, what else?
Division meetings again will be at O&L.
Yeah.
But aquaculture and specialty crops are today. I think aquaculture is at 1:30, so you might be listening to this tomorrow, so you might get this late. But,
yeah, sure.
Specialty crops is not at 6 via Zoom. Both of those are via Zoom.
Okay.
The rest of them, other than beef, which was a few weeks ago, will all be at O&L. And how about a shout out to Jamie Anderson?
Yeah, making it onto the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.
He is the chairman of our aquaculture division.
Yeah.
So, congratulations on that new appointment.
That's right. So, all right, well, good stuff there. Well, let's take a really short look here at the crop condition report. I think planning's done. Sweet potatoes still got a little bit, but we're gonna call it crop condition report kind of moving forward. So we'll start by looking at corn. 66% of the crop is rated good to excellent this week. We have lost the gains that we made last week for sure. 34% of the crop is rated fair to poor, according to USDA this week. Rice, 7% of the crop is headed. Last week we were at 4%. 67% of the crop is good to excellent. Again, some loss this week over last. And then 33% of the crop is looking fair to poor. Soybeans, 97% of the crops emerged. 61% is good to excellent. We definitely here again lost the improvements that we made last week. And then 38% of the crop is fair to poor. Cotton setting bowls, 15% of the crop is doing that. Last week that was only 4%, so making some good progress there. 58% of the cotton crop is rated good to excellent, which is a drop over last week. And then 42% of the crop is fair to poor, which is holding pretty steady. Peanuts, 63% of that crop is good to excellent, and 37% is fair to poor. Again, that's holding steady too. Like I said, sweet potatoes still got a couple percentage points left before they're finished planting. They were at 94 last week, 98 this week. 45% of the crop is rated good to excellent, with 55% of that crop being rated fair to poor. So that's kind of an overview. I did not do hay this week, but that's a good look at field crops, at least from USDA. So,
yeah, it seems kind of everything's in that 60 to 70 percentile.
Yeah.
I would like to. What do you think? Weather related?
Maybe so. I mean, we're in that part of the season where if you don't get rain, you need it, and if you do, it's going to be local and heavy.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's what we're seeing.
Okay. Well, you want to get in the news?
Let's do it.
Okay. First story of the day. Foreign ownership of agricultural land is back in the news with a big announcement from USDA in its new initiative. This week in Washington, the Trump administration unveiled a new initiative aimed at tightening regulations on foreign ownership of U.S. farmland and agribusiness. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins announced what's being called the National Farm Security Action Plan, a set of proposed policies designed to protect American food production from foreign influence, particularly from countries such as China. Rawlins emphasized that agriculture is more than just an economic sector, it's a key part of national security. She expressed concern over the growing amount of U.S. farmland and food production infrastructure owned by foreign entities, especially in cases where those interests may not align with the country's. The administration's plan focuses on limiting further acquisitions, increasing transparency, and potentially even revisiting previous sales of U.S. assets to companies based in adversarial nations. The action plan includes 7 key goals, such as encouraging legislation at all levels of government to prevent land purchases by foreign adversaries. It also includes canceling existing agreements between the USDA and some foreign-owned companies, tightening research partnerships, and removing hundreds of organizations from preferred federal vendor lists. The USDA says these moves are about ensuring American farmers and ranchers remain the backbone of the U.S. food system. Part of the plan may also involve looking at past acquisitions. Secretary Rawlins and Trade Advisor Peter Navarro referenced companies like Smithfield Foods and Syngenta, which are owned by Chinese parent companies. They suggested the administration could consider legal options to reclaim those assets, though how that might work remains to be unseen. The concern is that when large portions of U.S. food production or seed technology are controlled by foreign companies, it could potentially create vulnerabilities in the supply chain. In response, both companies highlighted their long-standing presence in the U.S. Smithfield noted it employs over 33,000 Americans and produces the majority of its food for domestic consumption. Syngenta added that it is already divesting its remaining U.S. farmland, which is less than 1,000 acres, and that it spends billions annually on U.S. sourced goods and services. Both companies emphasized compliance with existing laws and said they've been transparent with U.S. regulators. Now, some states have already taken steps to address this issue at the local level. Legislation has been passed here in Arkansas, but also in Nebraska, to limit or ban farmland sales to foreign entities, and several properties have already been ordered sold. These state-level actions are part of a broader national conversation about who owns the land producing America's food. So now, kind of to wrap this up, I've got some statistics.
Oh, okay.
According to the latest USDA data, foreign entities own nearly 45 million acres of U.S. agricultural land. That's roughly 3.5% of total U.S. farmland. Chinese ownership, however, makes up a small portion of that, just under 280,000 acres. But the administration says it's watching this trend closely. As this discussion continues, policymakers, of course, are focused on striking a balance between maintaining an open economy and protecting the integrity of the nation's food agriculture system. To wrap this up, I'll say that if you want to see a little bit more information, more data-driven information, we, in our department, I think Tyler Oxner, I don't remember who else, maybe Brandy or Jake, put together Ag Insider on this particular topic. And it shows exactly what countries own what part or how much of the foreign land that's owned by foreign companies or countries, I should say. And I'll probably also add to this, when it said China owns a small acreage compared to the rest, that larger part is mainly due to forestry. And a lot of that forestry land is owned by Canadian companies.
Yep.
So whether you view that as a threat or not, I just wanted to put the actual facts out there of how much, the biggest chunk of that property is owned by a foreign country is mainly Canada.
Yeah.
Now, get into conspiracy and stuff. I think one of the biggest concerns here is where China owns their facilities or their land and its proximity to U.S. government-owned properties.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to find the date on that.
I think we put that out last year.
Ag Insider. Yeah. I bet you anything, though, if you pull up our website and you search foreign-owned ag land in the search bar, you can pull up that Ag Insider.
Probably so.
And read what you need to find there. All right. Well, today we're going to dive into some major wins for agriculture, including the recently signed federal reconciliation package known as the One Big Beautiful Bill. This legislation delivers just over $56 billion in agricultural support over the next decade. Here's what that means for farmers and ranchers here in Arkansas and across the country. We're going to take a few different categories here. A stronger safety net for commodities and crop prices. The bill extends essential farm programs like price loss coverage, agriculture risk coverage, marketing loans, and dairy margin coverage through 2031. It also raises statutory reference prices for program crops by 11% to 21%, providing stronger price protection for consumers, for producers. In addition, the bill enhances crop insurance by expanding coverage options, lowering premium costs, and providing new support for beginning and young farmers. On the tax and business incentive side, several key tax provisions are made permanent in the bill. The bill also protects the current estate tax exemption and ensures continued interest deductibility on ag loans, providing more certainty for long-term planning and succession. Looking at trade research and conservation investments, the legislation doubles mandatory funding for the ag trade programs, helping open new markets for U.S. products. It also significantly increases funding for ag research, including in specialty crops, organics, and bioenergy. Now, let's look at animal health and disaster preparedness. The bill includes substantial new support for animal disease preparedness and control, benefiting poultry, pork, and beef producers alike. It also strengthens livestock disaster assistance and forage programs, offering more consistent and timely aid following natural disasters. Conservation and renewable energy support to wrap up this list. The Clean Fuel Production Credit is extended through 2031 with new transferability options to make it more accessible. The bill also boosts working lands and conservation programs that will help producers improve environmental outcomes while maintaining profitability. And then that sort of wraps everything up and gives a look at really the key, what I'll say is the key agriculture provisions in the bill.
Yeah.
Now, that said, we do have a full analysis of this in the form of an Ag Insider. There's a big old Ag Insider commercial today, which you can find on our website at arfb.com. If you click on the Arkansas Agriculture tab at the top, it'll lead you right there. You can also see on our website a statement from President Dan Wright on the passage of this bill and what it means for Arkansas farmers. So go give that a look and certainly read that Ag Insider if you're wanting to have all the charts and graphs that go along with this.
What are your thoughts on what do you think this means? A lot of this stuff is traditionally in the Farm Bill.
Yeah.
Right? Or addressed there.
Uh-huh.
It seems to me that this stuff is being put in or was put in this bill to address it as soon as possible, which also tells me that the Farm Bill is not ready, right?
Right.
So what does this mean for the Farm Bill? Are these things just going to be replicated in the Farm Bill? Are they going to be separate? Where's the Farm Bill fall now?
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. Those are questions we've been getting.
Yeah.
I think the Farm Bill is still a thing, right? But
yeah, I think,
and what's its priority, after this bill's done?
So one of the questions I asked when this reconciliation process started is, what happens if we do all this now? What happens when a Farm Bill comes along? And I may have said this on the show before, but what I've been told is that the Farm Bill will just reflect all these changes.
That's what I'm thinking.
So like reference prices, that was all of this risk management sort of tool stuff that you've heard us talk about. Like all that was done, would traditionally be in the Farm Bill, but because we couldn't get a Farm Bill done, it was done through this process. Yeah. And so, so a new Farm Bill won't go back on this stuff is how I understand it.
Yeah, it's been addressed. So
now here's the question I think you're asking is, what's the incentive? What's the driver to get that Farm Bill done now that we've addressed the most important parts and pieces? That's anybody's guess. I can tell you that starting in July is not a good starting point. Based on history, we've been watching this for the past 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Beginning in July is not the way to get a Farm Bill passed by the end of the calendar year.
No.
So
I agree.
I'm not making a prediction. It's just me talking. But I can tell you that it doesn't, it doesn't look good. But the good news is it's been addressed, right? Sorry. I mean, that's right.
say.
Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah. I mean, the positive here, not knocking the farm bill, it was just a interest and questions we've been receiving is like, what's the deal with the farm bill now that this has been done? The point of bringing that up was like, this is good, right? Mm-hmm. The main issues that at least Farm Bureau or farmers in general, I think across the country, were looking for was this.
Yep.
Right. And these things being addressed. So what will we see next as pertaining to the farm bill? I don't know, but I think I agree with you. We're not going to see it by the end of the year.
Yeah. And it's important to note, these are not immediate fixes. Yes, they were passed, signed into law on Friday, on 4th of July. But it's worth noting, I mean, this is end of 2026 support. Yeah. I mean, talking about making it to your bank account. So we still got to get past this growing season and start a new one.
And that's
before this.
For a lot of people,
really
it's easier said than done, right?
There is also a very interesting new program included in this bill, which I didn't cover for a reason because I've got a full-on story about it.
Okay, cool.
And,
so I won't ask what it is.
If you're a poultry producer, we're going to take a break, but you might want to stay on the line because we're going to talk about that new pilot program that's just for you.
Perfect.
Arkansas farmers and ranchers work 7 days a week. That means when you hit the road, you may be sharing it with farm equipment, especially if you're traveling along rural roads and county highways. Farm equipment moves slower than our pickup trucks and minivans. They may not have the safety lights and turn signals of our family vehicles either. The trucks and tractors moving down the road need extra room to make turns, cross bridges, and move through intersections too. We all get in a hurry sometimes, but it's important that we all stay safe, no matter if we're headed to buy groceries or grow them. So next time you're cruising past a pasture or field, keep an eye out for farmers. They'll be sure to keep an eye out for you too. If we all work together, we can make sure Arkansas is cultivating safe roads.
All right. So I wanted to pass along some developing news in the New World screwworm. Like what was it, 2 weeks ago we talked about that? Mm-hmm. And the latest actions taken due to its growing presence in Mexico. So I think we hit on it the other week was that, the screwworm was found again in Mexico, and it seems to be heading north, closer and closer to us. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, or USDA, has once again shut down the livestock imports from Mexico, effective immediately, following a concerning new report of New World screwworm spreading, like I said, northward in Mexico. This decision comes just days after the USDA had begun cautiously reopening the border, allowing Mexican livestock through one port of entry in Arizona, with plans to expand that to others. But now, with a new case confirmed in Veracruz, roughly 370 miles south of the U.S. border, those plans have been paused indefinitely. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins stated that the USDA is taking aggressive steps to prevent the deadly pest from reaching the U.S., but USDA officials say the newly detected screwworm case is well outside the current zone, where sterile flies are being released to control the pest, prompting the department to halt the phased reopening strategy. Rollins emphasized that protecting the U.S. cattle herd remains the department's main priority. The USDA had designated its original reopening plan to carefully monitor the pest spread, reevaluating risk between each new port opening. With this latest development, the department will focus its efforts on containment, monitoring, and eradication efforts are being led jointly by the U.S. and Mexico governments together, and over 90 million sterile flies are currently being released each week as part of the suppression campaign. Mexican cattle are a critical part of the U.S. beef supply chain. In 2024 alone, the U.S. imported somewhere around $1.3 billion worth of live cattle from Mexico, the highest since 2020. Recent supply disruptions have already impacted retail beef prices, with prices rising more than 16% year over year. The National Cattlemen's Beef Association, or NCBA, initially supported the reopening of the border, hoping that it would bring some relief to cattle producers grappling with tight supplies and rising costs. However, not everyone in the cattle industry agreed. RCAF USA, along with nearly 20 other groups, urged the USDA to keep the import ban in place until screwworm is completely eradicated from Mexico. Their concern centers on the potential risk of the pests infiltrating U.S. herds, which could result in devastating consequences for animal health and the livestock economy as a whole. So looking forward, the USDA plans to build a domestic sterile fly facility, though it remains in the design phase. Meanwhile, Mexico and the U.S. are expanding their production capacity for sterile flies, with 2 new facilities expected to boost weekly output significantly. But experts note that past eradication efforts required releasing up to 450 million flies a week, far more than current levels. Rollins noted that USDA is working in close coordination with border states like Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas to keep the pest at bay and safeguard the U.S. livestock industry. I think your key points here is that the facility here in the U.S. isn't open yet.
All right.
Currently in Mexico, where they're only producing 90 million flies and they need 450 million, they're not reaching that. They haven't reached that goal yet. And where they're producing them, that fly has moved north even further. So they're not even in the range that the pest is currently in right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think this is something they had to do, is to close this border, even though it may hurt a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at the inventory numbers, something we've talked about a ton on here. Mm-hmm. U.S. cattle inventory numbers, and you can't really stand to lose too many more.
No.
And I promise you, if you're listening to this at home, you're not a farmer, and you're saying, why do I care?
Yeah.
Because if that inventory, if it got here and that inventory took a further dip, you're going to pay even more for those steaks and burgers.
Yeah, and you probably felt that over 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
I think steps to take to do that, to squash it as much as they can, are pretty important.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think anybody that's been in the cattle business long enough has dealt, or remember when this popped up years and years ago. But, also look at the boll weevil and cotton. That was eradicated in the state, and the efforts to still continue to keep it out are still ongoing.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, it's got to happen.
Okay. Well, like I said, we talked about that One Big Beautiful Bill Act earlier and how it will impact agriculture. Like I said, we wanted to share a really interesting bit of news that flew under the radar with the passage of that bill last week. But first, let's give a little bit of background. So recognizing the increasing challenges facing poultry producers in Arkansas, Arkansas Farm Bureau established a poultry working group to better understand and advocate for its producers. Contract poultry growers, especially those raising broilers and laying hens, have been operating with little to no protection under traditional crop insurance models. That's where this story really comes into play. Thanks in part to the efforts of Arkansas Farm Bureau and its poultry working group, the recently signed One Big Beautiful Bill includes a provision that establishes a poultry insurance pilot program under the Federal Crop Insurance Corporation, or FCIC. This program is first of its kind. It aims to offer index-based insurance coverage for contract poultry growers against extreme weather-related risk, specifically the kind that drives up utility costs like natural gas, propane, electricity, and water. The FCIC has 2 years to develop and launch the program, and it's required to consult with poultry industry stakeholders during the design phase. That means poultry growers and advocates will have a seat at the table to ensure the program reflects the realities of running a poultry operation, especially in high production states like Arkansas. Mm-hmm. The insurance product is expected to be offered in a broad enough range of counties to allow for a true test of its viability, effectiveness, and producer interest. Arkansas Farm Bureau worked closely with the University of Arkansas, USDA's Risk Management Agency, plus U.S. Senator John Bozeman to help advance the idea. Their efforts were instrumental in laying the groundwork for this new safety net.
Yeah.
We'll continue to follow the development of this pilot program, of course, and keep you informed as more details become available. All right. Well, I think that's
the end of the show, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
End of the show,
Pack
as
it
you
up.
know it.
Get on out of here.
So we'll continue. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Wait one
never
moment.
mind.
Wait one moment. We forgot.
Stump the host.
I got so much going on today. It slipped my mind. I'm sorry.
Hey, we nailed it last week, buddy.
You nailed it. I didn't get anything.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, you're up on your 4th of July history
Yeah.
and trivia. So
I've just been doing some reading.
I think he just Y'all colluded against me. Y'all in the same department
Oh,
over
I
there.
see.
You probably
bit of
passed me
both.
the questions. Yeah, I know what's going on.
Okay. All right.
First off, how dare you?
Tell the truth like that.
Oh, my word.
Secondly, I did all that on the fly. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, remember, it didn't even come up till we were in here.
I already had a board picked. And I'm like, it is 4th of July. I
Yeah.
need to be finding trivia. So I just looked them up while we were standing over here. So
well, when I left the show last week, I was like, man, that was a good call. I didn't even think about that before we got
was
the show.
good.
But yeah,
We don't often do the theme trivia thing, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
something we could explore more in the future.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I think
I
it's a
tried
good
to-
idea.
I try to,
Try to
stick
spice
with
things up a
everything.
little bit. Huh?
People will tell us if they learned something.
Yeah.
That's
we
right.
did have to
That's
give a
right.
disclaimer that we were probably only, not on the trivia part, but on our part at the beginning, that we were probably only correct about
But now
half
that
of it.
you've accused us of colluding against you,
Yeah.
that will happen at some point.
Yeah,
So
100% it will.
We're going to put John on the spot.
Yeah.
you have opened that can of worms.
Yeah.
So
Well, don't get mad that I called you out on the truth.
Just to
I'm
show
not mad.
that we're not colluding, why don't you kick us off?
not mad in the least. So
You want me to go first because now you know that I
Yeah.
know that you're colluding.
so just so you know,
Yeah.
the general topics that we usually have
do.
on trivia.
We do.
It's full. Like
Oh,
full. You
wow.
can literally pick anything and we'll go for it. So,
Okay. Ah,
so just whatever you want. Whatever kind of category.
man, I don't know. Let's say
Biology. Go with biology.
business ethics. No, let's definitely not biology. I took that at PCC.
Yeah, oh, nice.
Let's just go with history. No, we did history last week. Let's go with entertainment.
4th of July history.
Yeah, I know,
So-
but let's go.
You said history.
All right, well, let's go with history. You're the captain of this
He's
ship.
roping
No.
you in.
What famous artist designed the Chupa Chups logo in 1969?
Chupa Chups.
Don't even know what that is.
I don't
Do
either.
You've seen it. You guys know what Chupa Chups is.
All right.
Lollipop.
Wow, I was way off what I was thinking it was.
Like I don't know. Chupa Chup. Oh, yeah. You know that logo. The yellow, it's a yellow sort of, but that's not, I mean, the logo doesn't matter. It's just what artist designed it.
The artist. I don't know.
Did you give us a year?
Are you not 1969?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Warhol.
No. Good guess, but no.
Was Warhol the one that did those like coffee
Campbell
table
soup.
books?
Campbell soup can.
Who was the guy that did like those? My parents had a big old coffee table
Ansel
book.
Adams, is that who he's thinking about?
No,
No.
they were like very Americana, and they were all like of people. I mean, that doesn't really narrow it down.
I don't know. You're not here we are, second week in a row. He's asking trivia questions.
I don't know the answer to the question.
Oh, okay.
History is your category. So
No, I mean, I did Dismal last week, so
Who is it? Who did it?
Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali. That's a good guess. I mean, that's not a good guess, but that's a good. That would be. That
would have been a good
solid-
guess, but
Yeah,
yeah.
had you guessed that, I would have said, yeah.
you would
That
have.
makes sense.
So you know of Salvador Dali's work other than
Familiar.
what you just learned.
Familiar.
Okay,
So
I
pick another.
clearly don't.
Pick another. Anything you want.
It's up to you.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. All right. What was the name of the high school in the movie Grease?
Was it Riverview?
Close.
Rivercrest.
No. Rydell.
Rydell.
Rydell
I
High.
knew it was an R. I could see the jackets.
Yep.
Probably unpopular opinion, but I did not like Grease. I still don't.
Still don't like Grease.
Yeah,
I'll
and
let you take on that battle. And
yeah,
I liked Grease.
not my thing.
I had a major boy crush on Olivia Newton-John
John.
for the longest time.
Yeah.
And still love her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact,
Mm-hmm.
in my artistic history,
Yeah,
when I was learning Photoshop, one of my early projects, I photoshopped my face over
Mr. Travolta.
Mr. Travolta on the cover of the CD.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
First thing I
I'll
want to
find
do
it
when I
somewhere.
figure this program out.
Yeah. Me and Olivia Newton-John, baby.
That was pretty fun. I liked it. But anyway,
That's pretty fun.
all right. What category are we going to have next?
One more.
Let's go with general.
General.
A big smile on his face there.
Yeah.
In golf,
Oh, hey.
you get a birdie if you shoot 1 under par.
Yep.
That's correct.
What do you get for an ace, hole in one, on a par 5 hole?
I mean, it's not an albatross, is it?
It's not.
No. A hole in one. But that
It's a hole in one, but it's a special hole in one
It's-
because it's a par 5.
Yeah.
it's not an eagle.
No.
That would not be an
Yeah.
eagle because that would be
200.
2 under.
It's not a snowman because that's 8.
Yeah. Yeah. We all know the snowman. I don't know. I don't even have a guess.
I've had a lot of snowmans in my time.
Yeah, me too.
It's a bird.
So albatross is it?
It's not an albatross. Phoenix.
No.
It's a mystical bird.
I like that. Flamingo.
No. You can just guess all the birds if you
we're
want
out of
to. so.
guesses.
Astral?
Why don't you just tell us?
It's the condor.
The condor.
You get a
never
condor.
heard that.
Get a condor.
Condor.
How many condors have happened in the PGA?
Well, that I don't know. You know, on a course like the old.
It'd have to be a long time ago.
Yes. Yeah. On a course where the par 5s are really short, I could see that happening. Like, you know, a couple here in
5.
town.
This is not on the PGA. There have been only 5 recorded instances of a condor in golf history.
Wow. Well, that's impressive.
Condor.
So, might I say, gentlemen, you scored another bird.
Yeah.
A goose egg.
Yeah, we got a big goose egg. Didn't we? Yeah, another bird.
Pun
The goose
intended.
egg.
But there we go. We're done.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That's a struggle.
Yeah, that was a tough one today. He really brought us back down to earth.
It's where I've been for a while. So
All right. Well, listen. Thanks for having fun with us. That wraps up the news for this week. Thanks for following along with the Arkansas AgCast. We're grateful for you taking the time to watch and listen.
yeah, remember you can catch new episodes of the show every Thursday afternoon. Find video episodes on Facebook and YouTube, and listen to the audio version wherever you listen to podcasts.
Make sure to subscribe and leave us a review when you have a few extra minutes. The Arkansas AgCast is brought to you by Arkansas Farm Bureau. I'm Jason Brown,
And I'm John McMinn.
and we'll see you next week.